we are towards the end of the speakers. I see Atul has just joined, so may I request you to at least join the question and answer session. Mr. Atul Bhatnagar is COO of NSDC, which has a responsibility of creating a job for 15 crores, right? Am I right? So I would like to open up for about 5 to 7 questions before we do the last rites here. Anybody would like to have a question for the panel? Yeah, can we have more lights? Nobody want to ask any question? That would be surprising. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So can we start from here? So tell your name, and if you want to be particular, somebody to reply. Otherwise, you can just pose a question.
Yeah. Can I speak in Hindi?
Yes, yes.
It's comfortable to everyone?
जी जी.
Yeah. मैं हेमल कामत कॉन्सेप्ट सोसाइटी इंदौर मध्य प्रदेश से हूँ. मेरा क्वेश्चन सारे पैनलिस्ट से है कि जितना आप लोग CSR को लेकर के काम रूरल एरियाज़ में कर रहे हैं, जस्ट आई वांटेड टू नो व्हाट इज़ योर प्रोसीजर टू कोलैबोरेट विद NGOs एंड कैसे आप उस ग्राउंड वर्क को आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन to reach up to your organization like Vodafone, Airtel, and those who are working in remote areas. I don't think कि हम जैसी जो organizations हैं वो कहीं CSR के कैडर में highlight होते हैं. So just wanted to know the process, how you collaborate with them and how you are going to work with them. Thank you.
Okay, so can we have a collection of the questions so that it will be easier? Okay. There.
Okay, I am Ashish, and we have a product which is currently imported from China. It has a mobile phone itself. So I have a question for two people. One is for the import duty perspective. We are getting almost 41% of import duties placed on mobile components and the related communication devices. And the other is for Vodafone and Airtel. Airtel is not here, but for Vodafone and Airtel, we have tried to come up with a lot of solutions through which we can lower the prices for customers, but is again the way she told that is very difficult to connect to people and make a proper model where an NGO and a profit company together can make a solution which is benefited for the society.
Yes.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Chetan Temkar from SmartShare. Osama, actually for your question, I was wondering, why don't we use the post offices as the last mile, because they all have phones. So if you have a Wi-Fi terminal in a post office, we can all make them work, and anyway post offices are getting obsolete in India and everywhere. So why can't they use as a Wi-Fi terminal so all the villagers could access, because most villages have post offices.
Yeah, so that's a suggestion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a hotspot. You said that hotspot or access point to be created in and around post offices. Yeah. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Venkat, and I'm from a company called Pristech. We are into smart parking solutions, and this question is specifically to Mr. Dwivedi. So we are finding a lot of traction with the private companies, commercial buildings, and stuff like that. But we're not able to enter with the government. We're not able to get in touch with the right person there. So does MyGov also act as a single point contact where, let's say, we have a service to provide the government with? So do we reach the right person directly, or because I've tried contacting Delhi from Bangalore, and so I'm like shunting from department to department and things like that. Just to give you a perspective, there's a thing called there's a advocacy group called BPAC in Bangalore, which is into initiatives like improving transportations or parking at different locations at Bangalore. So we've kind of tied up with them, and they've provided us with a location and private government parking spaces where our software can be utilized to improve parking there. But not able to connect, not been a very positive experience in terms of contacting government officials. So, just wanted to ask you, does MyGov also facilitate that for us?
Yes, please. Just a second. Yeah.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ratnakar. I had a for-profit social enterprise, so Sukumar would be happy with that. So we don't see grants. Now the question to the panelists is somewhat related to the post office idea. I would request you to consider how can we link the frontline workers. For example, we do something with UNICEF on health technology initiatives. Ashas and the Anganwadi workers are at the front line. What is the policy thinking in terms of empowering them with the right kind of technology solutions and create some kind of ecosystem so that it will be related to the skill development as well. It will create some kind of entrepreneurship at the local level, at the grassroots level. So if I would like to know what is the policy thinking on these lines, because the current initiatives are very disparate and they are very micro focused.
Yes.
मेरा सवाल द्विवेदी सर से है। मेरा नाम सरमन नगील है। मैं MP न्यूज़ पोर्टल mppost.com और सोशल मीडिया बेस्ड वेबसाइट socialmediamp.com का एडिटर हूँ। द्विवेदी सर, आपसे दो सवाल हैं। मेरी सरकार का जितना प्रचार प्रसार शहरों में होता है, अभी गांव तक मेरी सरकार के बारे में लोगों को जानकारी नहीं है, एक। दूसरा, मेरी सरकार में स्थानीय लोगों को किस तरह से जोड़ा जाए, और साथ में अभी डिजिटल वीक और डिजिटल डायलॉग जो अभी हैशटैग आप लोगों ने अभी चलाया था, उसका रिप्लाई लोगों को बहुत कम लोगों को मिला। मेरे ऐसा मानना है शायद 5-7 लोगों को ही रिप्लाई मिला है, तो इस पर कृपया अपना प्रकाश डालें।
वाराणसी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी।
मेरा नाम डॉक्टर रजनीकांत है और मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी की कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी से ही आया हूँ और पिछले 20 साल से हैंडलूम हैंडीक्राफ्ट के ऊपर काम करते हैं। कृषि के ऊपर में बहुत ढेर सारी बातें देश में हो रही हैं, लेकिन कृषि के बाद जो दूसरा सेक्टर है जो कि हैंडलूम और हैंडीक्राफ्ट का, जो कि सबसे ज़्यादा एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे रहा है, एक तो आपसे आग्रह है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी तक ये बात अपने जो वेबसाइट है और नीति आयोग, ये दोनों लोग उन तक पहुंचावे कि एक तो मन की बात वो आर्टिजन्स और वीवर के लिए भी एक अलग से करे, क्योंकि सबसे बड़े पैमाने पर जो प्रोडक्ट जाते हैं, एक्सपोर्ट होते हैं, पूरी दुनिया में जाते हैं और उसी पर हमको गर्व होता है कि हमारा सामान पूरी दुनिया में जा रहा है, हाथ से बना हुआ सामान जा रहा है। क्योंकि जो पूरा का पूरा कंपटीशन वो मशीन से है, ह्यूमन स्किल और मशीन के बीच में इसमें लड़ाई चल रही है। हैंडलूम के प्रोडक्ट को, हैंडीक्राफ्ट के प्रोडक्ट को मशीन में प्रोडक्ट के साथ में बेचा जा रहा है और बेचते सभी हैंडमेड कह के। तो एक तो ये है। दूसरा, नीति आयोग कैसे एक्सक्लूसिव हैंडलूम हैंडीक्राफ्ट के आर्टिजन्स और वीवर्स के ऊपर में इम्फेसिस दे करके उनके लिए आने वाले 4 साल जो बचे हुए हैं उनके साथ में कैसे प्लान करता है, क्योंकि जो आर्टिजन और वीवर्स कम्युनिटी वो मार्जिनलाइज्ड है। उसमें मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं, माइनॉरिटी के बड़े ढेर सारे लोग हैं, दलित कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं जो लैंडलेस हैं, जिनके पास ज़मीन नहीं, खेती नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो उनकी खेती वही है, उनका लाइवलीहुड वही है। और जो कारपोरेट सेक्टर के लोग भी बैठे, उनसे आग्रह है कि वो अपनी प्रायोरिटीज़ को हैंडलूम और हैंडीक्राफ्ट के जो मार्जिनलाइज्ड लोग हैं, जो रज़िया बेगम जैसी महिलाएं जो गांव में बैठ के जरी जरदोजी का काम कर रही है और दिन भर में 25 रुपया पाती है, और मनरेगा में 165 रुपये का प्रोविज़न है। मिट्टी फेंकने वाला 165 पाएगा, हाथ से जरी जरदोजी करने वाला 25 रुपये पाएगा। तो इस पे बहुत गंभीरता के साथ में आप लोग विचार करें।
थैंक यू। सो okay, please go ahead.
Hi, Osama. I'm the founder of My Child app. My name is Harsh. So I have 3 questions related to one point only. First, yes. So first question is that I work in the area of pregnancy and parenting, and we are focused on developmental disorders. So as compared to a lot of pediatricians who are clinical pediatricians, there are very less number of developmental disorder specialists, as well as the surveys and all done about the disorders are very low in India. Why is this happening? Because every 6th or 5th child suffers from that. Second question is, why is it very hard to reach to government organizations? Because when I try to reach them, they are like, तुम तो अभी बच्चे हो 19 साल के हो, तुम क्या जानते हो pregnancy के बारे में? So I am doing this stuff because I suffer from that. So third thing, even if you reach the organizations and even if you tie up with them, वो 2 बार पेपर में छपवा देंगे, उसके बाद काम नहीं करते. Why does that happen? I mean, I am totally focusing on product development, and they said that we will try to reach out to people, and then there is no follow-up from them, not at all. Why does that happen?
Okay, so please.
हेलो नमस्कार एवरीवन, मेरा नाम ममता तिवारी, मैं कानपुर से हूँ. माय एनजीओ नेम इज संकल्प सामाजिक सेवा संस्थान. सर, अभी जो केंद्र सरकार की योजना आई है कि ब्लॉक स्तर पर कंप्यूटर लड़कियों को या बच्चों को सब सिखाए जाएं, यहाँ तक कि वहाँ पे मोबाइल तक चार्ज करने के लिए सर उन लोग के पास कोई साधन नहीं है. किस तरीके से ब्लॉक स्तर पे हम लोग कंप्यूटर का काम कर रहे हैं, और सर हम आप लोग के साथ किस तरीके से वहाँ पर उन लोग को अच्छी अच्छी सुविधाएं जो मोदी जी सरकार की माई गॉव की जो संस्था योजनाएं हैं उनको मैं पहुँचा सकूँ. धन्यवाद.
And the last question.
It's a very short one. I represent the organization working with the visually challenged sector in the country. I have a for-profit and a non-governmental. What are the accurate census statistics that we can derive? This is useful for the skill development. This is useful for across sectors. Can corporates work with NGOs to bring out accurate census? Because even with health or with being differently able sectors, what are we targeting if we do not have accurate census? Because the WHO gives one figure, the organizations we work with give another figure. Can corporates or the government actually just work on simply the census being accurate? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think the huge number of diverse questions. Mostly, I think concentrating on we can't connect with you people. So government and big people. Could you respond to some of them?
I think there are various issues with respect to. One issue came on the duty structure. I think one of the gentlemen was talking that import duties. Friends, I would like to mention that the duty structure on import of components and subsystems and devices is a much larger issue. But generally, I would like to mention here that government has relaxed duties on many components and devices which are required essentially in different sectors. In your sector, maybe it is not there because emphasis is today on promoting the indigenous production of the components and devices. As I mentioned to you in my speech also, the value addition is not there. If you want to increase the value addition, if you have to compete with the dragon called China, then we have to certainly take the duty structure in that way so that the indigenously developed products are cost competitive vis-a-vis the Chinese products which are being dumped today across. So this is the basic philosophy which will be followed in future in most of the sectors which are of our relevance. That is what is going to happen. One more question was there with respect to the kind of why the things are not reaching. If innovation is done in the health sector, one gentleman talked about that he has got app which is going to help the doctors, taking into account the pregnancies and the disabilities and so on. I want to tell you any sectoral app which has to penetrate into the system which is largely controlled by the government as far as the sector is concerned, certainly requires not only development of that app, but also ways and means of penetrating it through the system which is in vogue. And that means as part of your innovation, you have something called business cycle, which has to be introduced with the government departments. Answer lies in popularizing it and then taking it to the levels. And also there are central agencies like ICMR and things like that. If you bring it to their notice that there's a thing, then there will be a top-down approach. Otherwise, through the state government health departments, there's a bottom-up approach which can be done. And this is also true for somebody talked about an app which is being done for the parking and so on. And now, what is the difficulty if there's a parking thing? Because parking today in many sectors is being privatized, and if you can have a value to your app, then certainly it can get into the private sector for parking and retrieval of the cars and so on and so forth. In fact, this system has been utilized in a couple of places in cities now, where the app is being used for retrieving your cars and also doing the parking, access to the parking. So interaction with the state governments will certainly be very important.
Balaji, you want to say something?
शायद 2-3 चीज़ें मैं कहूँगा. आई थिंक रीच की बात हुई थी. गुड न्यूज़ इज़ आई थिंक between internet today you have all the ways to reach out to people. For physically, if you want to reach our colleagues here, आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं होनी चाहिए. You can just walk up. We have a booth outside. My colleagues are there. You can meet up with them and find out what areas you want to collaborate in. But otherwise, the easiest way to get in touch with Vodafone, we have web pages specifically devoted to our social enterprise initiatives. हम लोग CSR में क्या कर रहे हैं उसमें काफ़ी कुछ clearly दिया हुआ है. जो हमारे focus area में है वहाँ पे हम लोग ज़्यादा काम करते हैं. और areas में और companies हैं जो काम करती हैं, तो I'm sure it is possible to get a good way to reach out to us. I mean, very transparent way of working. That is something that I can definitely say. On the broader issue of making applications, हम लोगों ने खुद देखा है, चाहे वो टेक्नोलॉजी हो चाहे ऐप हो, एंड ऑफ द डे एक एजुकेशन प्रोसेस होता है, एक जर्नी होती है जो एडॉप्शन की होती है, और वहाँ पे अनलेस वी रीच आउट टू पीपल टुगेदर बाय कोलैबोरेशन एंड एजुकेटिंग ईच अदर व्हाट द वैल्यू इज़, it is very difficult to make the impact, and I understand, but it's a journey that we have to be prepared for. None of these things are done without a long journey. I'm sure Osama can vouch to the journey that he and his team has begun, or we as an organization began from very small beginnings, and it takes a lot of time, and suddenly, it just grows out of the ground. It's like a seed which takes birth and germinates over time. So you just have to have a little perseverance to push the whole thing through. Thank you.
ये रीच के लिए NGOs के लिए ख़ास तौर से और CSR के लिए after everybody replies I will also address that. Atul, you wanted to say something.
Good morning to you all. I'm sorry I'm late, but better late than never. I seem to be properly placed here because I'm representing National Skill Development Corporation, which is a public-private enterprise. So it's part government, part private. So we are in the middle somewhere. Now, our aim is to do 150 million skill development trainings for 20 growth sectors by 2022. So somebody out here wanted to know some stats on census and how we are going to do this. Now, this 150 million is part of a grand plan of 500 million, which has now become 409 million because the skill policy just got launched, and a few days back, Skill India got launched by the Prime Minister himself. Now, the thing that we are looking at, and that's where I'll just come down to the topic of this mobile bit. We are in a hurry, of course, but three things that we have to tackle. One is the mismatch of skills. So there are jobs without skills, and there's skills without jobs. So that's point number one. How do we take care of that? Second is the recognition of prior learning. It's not that India did not have skilled labor. It has. But there's a stats which says that we are only 3%, and whereas Korea is 96%, and Germany is 80%, and the US is in the 70s. So why is that so? Because we're not formally certified skilled. So the carpenter, and the electrician, or the plumber, or even slightly higher skilled categories, they don't have a certified skill. So you cannot make out what that person is all about. So on the education ladder, you can clearly know what is 8th pass, 10th pass, 12th pass, graduate, undergraduate, and suddenly a kind of a ladder forms in your mind. But on the skill level, we don't have any such skilling ladder. And that's where this National Skill Qualification Framework comes in, where there's an L1 to L10 kind of a ladder. L4 is skilled. So L1 is minimally skilled or unskilled, L2, L3 semi-skilled, L4 skilled, L5, L6 the supervisory cadre, L7 managerial cadre, all the way to L10 the chairman of a company or expert. And we are not getting to definition of what that person's skill set should be. We are looking at the L1 to L6 primarily initially because that's where the volumes are. Now, how do we reach this volume and what are we looking at? We are looking at set of standards, and the paradigm shift we're trying to create from education days is industry setting the standards for skill set, industry setting the competencies required to get to those standards, and industry is defining the assessment criteria. So when the person goes through that system, why should a person not be employable? May not get employment, that can be a number of different reasons, because the economy is doing badly, or the person wants to educate further, or whatever it is. But we are talking of skill development, and we are talking of convergence to a set of standards required by the industry, not by the educationists, by the industry. And we are talking of 20 growth sectors, we are talking of 37 sector skill councils, and that's where, let's say for healthcare, we have talked about ASHA workers, we are talking about now diabetes educator. What does an ASHA worker supposed to understand and implement, and whichever person the person comes in contact with, what is the standard and what are the competencies a person has? Now that is what we're trying to do. In order to reach this large mass of people, whether through NGOs or through whichever phase, mobile is a very good device. If there are 900 million mobile users in this country, and there are only 250 million people with internet, the population that we are looking at, whether it's 400 million or 150 million or whatever the million part be, is lying between the two. And that can be accessed through the mobile. So I'm a great fan of the mobile, not so great a fan of internet. I mean, personally, yes, but in terms of the work I do, I would rather reach them through the mobile.
Thanks.
Second,
Yeah,
just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The mobile part, I need somebody to come up with voice to text, text back to voice. Because the population I'm addressing don't know how to read or write. A very large population. But they know how to speak. So by speaking, can they Google on a database in the background and get reliable, consistent information so that they can do their own skill development, or they can get good information so that they can implement in their daily work? That's just a thought I want to leave you with, and I was very keen to kind of say this. So skill development and through mobile, please try and come up with innovations. We are open to these ideas. Thank you.
Thanks. So Gaurav, I think you have to address few very quickly, and we close it because everybody has to rush back.
Thank you, Osama. I think broadly there are 4 questions which pertain to MyGov or to the government in some way. The first question was about the access to new companies and startups to the government procurement ecosystem. Now, in government, the procurement it takes place largely in 2 manners. One is either if it is impaneled as one of the channelizing agencies, or through a L1 tender system. It could be QCBS or L1, but tender system, which is now, in fact, as per the government directions, now fully transparent, and it's now almost all procurements in the government, at least the central government, are taking place on the e-procurement portal. And since you come from Bangalore, so even the Bangalore, in fact, Karnataka government was one of the first to implement this system. So wherever any requirement for any such product as you are preparing arises, so those things would always be available on the procurement portal. However, the other route, if you want to explore that of empanelment, then maybe just after this session, we could meet. And it's basically an agency called NICSI, NIC Services Incorporated, which is a Government of India company, which does the empanelment for softwares and other IT products. So I could just put you through to the concerned people. Otherwise, you can also check out the NICSI website, and you'll get all the relevant information there. There also is the Ministry of Small and Medium Industry Enterprises, which has a large number of schemes for promotion of the smaller units. So if you visit that website also, you would get a fair amount of information and reliable information as to who is to be contacted for any kind of support that you might need. The second issue came from this Madhya Pradesh, कि ग्रामीण जनता को माईगव तक एक्सेस किस तरह से पहुंचाया जाए, और इसमें अब हमारी लिमिटेशन इसमें यही है कि जहां तक इंटरनेट उपलब्ध है वहां तक लोग माईगव का उपयोग कर सकते हैं, और या फिर अगर उनके गांव में उनके घर तक इंटरनेट नहीं पहुंचा है तो अभी इस स्थिति में हम नहीं हैं कि उनको माईगव तक ला सके, उन्हें उस पॉइंट तक आना पड़ेगा जहां पर इंटरनेट उपलब्ध है. तो चाहे कॉमन सर्विसेज सेंटर्स हों, चाहे वो जब भी किसी शहर या गांव की तरफ, बड़े गांव की तरफ आ रहे हैं जहां इंटरनेट की उपलब्धता है, उसमें आकर के लोग माईगव पर अपने विचार व्यक्त कर सकते हैं। लेकिन साथ ही हमने अभी जो मोबाइल ऐप लॉन्च करी है, जो एंड्रॉयड ऐप है हमारी, उसका उपयोग करने से कम वो सारे लोग जिनके पास में लैपटॉप्स या टैबलेट्स या डेस्कटॉप्स की उपलब्धता नहीं है, वो लोग कम से कम अपने मोबाइल से आकर के अपनी बातें माईगव पर कह सकते हैं। इसके अलावा कुछ और तकनीकी सॉल्यूशंस हैं जिनका अभी हम परीक्षण कर रहे हैं, और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आने वाले कुछ एक महीनों में हम लोग कोई ऐसा ज़रिया बनाने में सक्षम हो जाएंगे जिससे ग्रामीण क्षेत्र की जनता, जहाँ पर इंटरनेट की उपलब्धता अभी काफ़ी सीमित है, वो भी आकर के माईगव पर अपनी बातें कह सकें। आपका दूसरा सवाल था डिजिटल डायलॉग के संबंध में। तो डिजिटल डायलॉग में जब वो कार्यक्रम आयोजित हुआ था तो उस समय इनफैक्ट सैकड़ों सवाल आए थे, सैकड़ों मुद्दे लोगों ने उठाए थे, और उसमें से काफ़ी बड़ी संख्या में मुद्दों को प्रधानमंत्री जी ने अपनी बात में उसके बारे में उल्लेख किया, चर्चा की, और प्रयास ये किया कि अमूमन सभी सवालों का किसी न किसी प्रकार से कोई जवाब मिल जाए। यदि आपका कोई ऐसा विशिष्ट सवाल था जिसका आपको जवाब नहीं मिला और आप चाह रहे हैं कि उसके बारे में कहीं कोई बात हो, तो अभी इस सप्ताह के अंत में मन की बात का जो कार्यक्रम प्रधानमंत्री जी का है वो इस रविवार को प्रसारित होगा। तो उसके लिए अभी विषयों को हम लोग जमा कर रहे हैं, तो आप उसमें अपनी बात वहाँ पर कह सकते हैं और उसे हम प्रधानमंत्री कार्यालय तक पहुँचा देंगे। यही उत्तर जो है ये बिहार से जो साथी आए हैं जिन्होंने व्यूवर्स के बारे में कहा है, तो मन की बात का जब हम लोग विषयों का जो कलेक्शन कर रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी को भेजने के लिए, उसमें ये बात आपकी हम वहाँ पर शामिल कर लेंगे, और उम्मीद करेंगे कि फिर आगे चाहे इस एपिसोड में या आने वाले किसी एक एपिसोड में जो बुनकर हैं उनके बारे में प्रधानमंत्री जी कुछ अपने विचार मन की बात में कहेंगे। धन्यवाद।
शुक्रिया। तो उसमें ये भी अच्छा रहेगा कि अगर आप कह देंगे कि एम बिलियन से बात निकली थी। थैंक यू वेरी मच, इट वाज अ लवली सेशन। मैं क्विकली जवाब देना चाहूँगा, और लेडी को जो बोल रही थी कि जुड़ नहीं पाते हैं CSR के लिए और बड़ी बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, तो एक तो हमने ENGO का एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया है जो काफ़ी लोगों को मालूम होगा, एक वैलिडेशन है जिससे हम सबको ऑनलाइन करते हैं, और ये एक वैलिडेटेड डोमेन है। तो उस पर आ जाने से क्या होता है कि सब लोग जुड़ना शुरू हो जाते हैं, ऑनलाइन हो जाते हैं। लेकिन हमने खुद 5000 NGOs को ऑनलाइन किया है पिछले 4-5 सालों में, तो जिसकी वजह से जुड़ाव बढ़ता जा रहा है। अगर कोई ना सुने तो हमें भेज दीजिए, हम उनको सुनने के लिए कम से कम वी कैन फॉरवर्ड इट। आई एम श्योर वोडाफोन विल entertain mail forwarded by us. They have funded about 20 NGOs with mobile innovation for no reason, of course, for not no reason. तो आपकी भी बात आ जाएगी, और ऐसे आपके जैसे और भी बहुत सारे NGOs हैं। तो with that note I would like to end this.